Okay, so technically, this isn't cheese. Hi everyone, it's Tash and welcome to another recipe video. And today we are going to be making Old Beijing Palace cheese, also known as Beijing Royal cheese. Timestamps are down below in the description if you want to skip the initial blah blah, but stick around if you want to hear a little bit about what we're making first. This is another ancient Chinese dessert that was eaten in the Imperial Palace, and in its most basic form it is made with two ingredients, milk and fermented rice wine. And over the centuries the techniques have changed a little bit. The original Beijing Royal cheese I believe was baked, and sometimes it was baked in moulds, because when you add fermented rice wine to dairy milk, it makes the milk curdle and it forms a lovely silky custardy like texture, and heating it a little helps those enzymes work and speeds up the process a bit. A bit later on people would start steaming the milk mixture to heat it up, and sometimes nowadays you'll see people just warming the milk itself and then adding it to the rice wine and then it's warm. Me, I'm lazy and also forgetful, because in one of my many trials to make this, I ended up putting some milk in a saucepan because I wanted to make the preheated milk version, prepared my fermented rice wine, and then I poured the milk straight in, forgetting that I hadn't actually heated it up at all because we let it chill in the fridge overnight. The next day, as I took it out, I realised, oh, I didn't actually heat the milk out. This is going to be a disaster. Turns out, you don't need to heat the milk at all, it will still curdle. It's just that the heat speeds the process up a bit, so if you want to make it on the same day, then you can heat the milk up and then just chill it in the fridge. But I actually found my favourite texture was no heat at all. Just stir the milk and the fermented rice wine together and shove it in the fridge overnight and it will slowly curdle, and I find that gives the most delicate silky smooth texture. If you heat the mixture, as I found out during my trials and tribulations, you risk heating it too much, then you'll cause the milk to boil, which causes bubbles, and then you'll end up with a really rough curdled mixture. And yes, we want the milk to curdle, but we want to do it smoothly with no breaks. Also, if you do the preheated milk method, you can risk actually heating the milk up too much, and then you'll be killing the fermented rice and then the reaction won't happen at all. So with all that said, let's go to the kitchen and see how it's done. Let's deal with the milk first. Here I have 350 grams of whole milk. This is full fat milk. And I'm going to add 1 teaspoonful of caster sugar. Now I'm just going to give it a good stir until it's all dissolved. Let's set this aside. Now we're going to squeeze some fermented rice wine from some fermented rice. I actually have some homemade stuff. You can make your own if you have some sticky rice, some glutinous rice, and some rice yeast. It's not bread yeast, it has to be rice yeast. You can get them in little dry balls. I may make a recipe video one day how to do it. There are already loads on the internet. It's very simple. But if you don't want to make your own homemade, or you can't for whatever reason, you can buy it. It's called lao zao or jiunyang, depending on the region. And let me just open this one for you. It's basically fermented sticky rice, and it tastes very sweet and a little bit wine-y. If you've never tasted sweet Chinese fermented rice before, but you have tasted sake, kind of tastes similar to sake, just much sweeter and less alcoholic. So yes, this is the tiniest bit alcoholic because it has been fermented, but it's not going to knock you out unless you eat, say, a whole jar. Then you might feel some effects, but it's kind of weak. But I'm going to use my homemade stuff here, and we need 60 millilitres of the juice of the wine from the fermented rice. So I'm going to scoop some in, swap that around actually. And let me give you a side view. And we're just going to smush it down and squeeze out all of that lovely sweet wine. And once you've finished squeezing and you've got 60 millilitres, then you can just discard the now dried squished rice. Apparently you can make bread with this. Some people use it in savoury dishes. I just eat it, to be honest, because it's still sweet and it's fermented, so I just assume it's good for digestion. Don't quote me on that, I'm not a doctor, but it's perfectly harmless. I think it's tasty and I don't want to throw it away. I'm going to get 2 small serving bowls, and I'm going to divide this into half, so 30 millilitres in one, 30 millilitres in the other. And I'm going to put half of the milk in each too. It's pretty much a full bowl for these. Going to give them a very quick stir, very gentle, just a swirl around, because adding the milk basically mixed it anyway. And that is basically it. Now we're going to put these in the fridge to set overnight, and they're going to set nice and slowly and be very soft. But be careful because these bowls are a bit full. Oh, I'm shaking. And make sure that you don't jiggle them about too much as you transfer them to the fridge. Oh, I almost forgot, I'm covering them in cling film too, just to make sure no fluff gets in them. Here we are the next day, and just to prove it's set, I'm going to put a heavy porcelain spoon on top. Lovely. How easy was that? Cheers! That is delicious. A little bit milky and creamy because of course we used full fat milk. Very subtly sweet because there's not much sugar in there. It's mostly carried by the sweet rice wine itself. So silky and delicate. The curds and the water will separate. There is actually another dessert where you just strain the curds until it's solid and you discard the water, the liquid from it, and just use the dry curds. But I will do that in another recipe video. So there you go, Old Beijing Palace cheese. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's recipe video, and I hope you'll join me next Wednesday for my next one. Get the full written recipe on my blog tashcakes.com, follow me on Instagram, I'm tashcakes.tastes, and find me on TikTok too, I'm tashcakes there too, but my handle is food in slow motion. Subscribe if you'd like to see more, give this video a like if you'd like to help other people find it, comment down below if you'd like me to make anything in particular, and I'll see you all next time. Be good, be nice, and have a good week. It's a really lovely cooling summer dessert too.